Guys, it is Whitney Racings, and I've decided to do my first video on one of my coolest builds ever that I've been trying to do custom. This is a Tamiya Night Hauler Big Rig Wrecker. I decided to do it because I was out the other day with my kid, and we were both out at the shopping plaza, and we saw one of these big rigs pull up, and the guy let us look all around the rig, and it was totally awesome. So I said, alright, I'm going to build one out of a Tamiya Night Hauler. And you're probably wondering how I did it, so I'll try to do my best on showing you how I did it, and maybe you can build one too. If you have any questions, just hit me up with some comments, and I'll try to help you out. The first piece I had to figure out was this boom piece. This boom piece is off a Bruder crane truck. It's plastic, but painted black to make it look metal. It actually can go out a little further, about another 2 inches if you extend it, if you need to. It is mounted on these original Clodbuster 2 Godzilla chassis plates, which is then mounted to this big metal piece from a Vex robot system kit, which is then zip tied right now to the frame. If you want to get it to move up and down, you got to figure that out. You can use hydraulics, but they're very expensive. So I went with a RC four-wheel drive winch, which then comes all the way through here to this piece, which is right now just a homemade little bendable metal piece, to this aluminum piece right here, painted black. And on the end of it is a piece of the chassis for like a T. This can then go up and go down all the way down on the ground and go under the frame of whatever you're trying to pick up and drag along with you. I had to extend the frame for the Night Hauler just a couple of inches. So here is right here the frame extensions from GardenTrucking.com. Love that site, totally awesome. And the battery that I'm using to run the winch right now is a Onyx 4200 77.2 volts. Really good battery. It runs really strong. The only problem is when I charge it up fully and leave it connected to the winch, it dies, and the winch really drains the battery fast, and I gotta remember to disconnect that after every use. The truck has a full sound system, as you can see right here. The speaker is right there with a bunch of wires. To control that sound system, here's the box with the volume and all the buttons for the power on and everything. It used to be over here, but I wanted to be unique, so I moved it over here, and it actually double-sided sticky tape right on the frame. This metal piece right here actually extends a little further than you can see. I was watching Man Cave video the other day about his rig builds, and he doesn't put his batteries on the bottom like this because he says if he's doing a lot of off-roading, the battery gets really beat up. So I'm going to take his advice and move this whole battery system somewhere up here. I'm just not exactly sure where, because I don't have a lot of room, and because that big speaker system in there takes up a lot of the room, I'm going to have to think about that. The stacks that you're looking at right now are actually homemade from my wife's wind chimes. She actually tangled them up somehow, and then she told me to get rid of them, so I cut them and made the actual cool looking exhaust. I think they look really cool for this build. The truck is almost done. The winch does go down but does not go up because I had to, the speed control mechanism that came with this winch from RC four-wheel drive somehow blew out, so I then cut the wires off of that speed controller thingamabob, and it's running toward a switch from a Nitro Sport, and it actually runs really great just down, but I have to get a two-way switch, I guess, or a three-way, which will mean I'll have to go to Radio Shack, and then the actual switch that I buy will make it go up and down, so it'll be less of a hassle, because right now to get it down you just got to pull it, if I can do it without making it sound horrible. See that sound there? That goes down. But it will go up on its own. The switch is on the other side. You just can't see it. Sorry for the bad videoing. My camera is a tablature, and it's not the best. And I thought I'd have a go at this. I don't know if it's coming out awesome or not. The next thing I got to do to finish this project up is I got to come up with some kind of cool looking chassis for the back. I haven't figured out what to use yet. I want a lightweight material that I can mold into, have wheel wells right here and make it look really cool like a full-time wrecker. If you have any ideas, please comment and let me know what to use, because I'm stumped. The radio I use for this awesome rig is a Futaba 4-channel, one of the best 24 gigahertz radios ever. Not the best, but one of the best, and it works really well for what I need. And the truck, and the range on that radio for this truck is awesome. It was one of my first builds ever. I loved it. I was using it as a rig for a very long time, but decided to do this Because if you're like me, when you go out RC carring and you bring out 3 or 4 cars, because the family's driving one too, my wife, we'll get a plug for this because she is the ultimate RC painter. They always die, one of the cars always dies, and then you have forced to carry it back to your car, and you can't, you have to walk all the way back. Sometimes you're far away from the car on a trail. This can at least back up, hook it up, and you can pull it back to your car. Well guys, tell me what you think of my awesome Tamiya Night Hauler Big Rig Wrecker. It's almost done, and when it is done, I'll have some action video of it going. So let me know if this is my first video. Tell me how I did. Give me some ideas about the chassis to finish it. Alright, peace out guys.